Good morning, Standard 4 students. We are on Thursday, almost the end of the week. Please keep positive about everything you do and you always try to do things right. Always consider that you can do everything. Um, in today's activities, we are going to be doing word problems. And the word problems by itself, they are problems, right? Es un problema. And one of the things that I have noticed, because some of you don't like to read, you just look at numbers and you just go there and you add, you subtract, and so on. So, number word problems. I'll only be explaining one today, okay? And then you apply this idea to your word problems in your integers word problem in your package. So, what will students normally do when solving a word problem? ¿Qué es lo primero que ustedes hacen? So I was thinking about it and the experience I have noticed with students, they will normally do this. They will grab the numbers out of a problem, apply an operation. There are four operations. Okay? When I say operations, I mean that there's four of them. They will either do plus, they will take away, they will multiply, or they will divide. Most of the times, students will only add or subtract. So they will grab the numbers out of the problem, apply, they will either add, take away, and come out with an answer with little or no thought as how they should do the problem. Is that true, students? Is that true? Yes, that is exactly what some of us do, right? And you might say, yes, así yo hago yo. Así merito hago yo. But I want to advise today that is not the right procedure to solve our problem. This is especially true for my students that struggle with math, right? I have noticed some of my students do that. Or for problems that have multiple steps and greater complexity. So we're going to start with a short thinking here. Think about these statements. Dave have some donuts and Bella has fewer donuts than Dave. What can you come out from there? What that you can you deduce from this thing here? So some of you will only read one time and I cannot do it, and then you're already blocking your mind. So we read it carefully. Dave has some donuts. Bella has fewer donuts than Dave. What do you come out with? What is that telling you? What do you know? What do we know from this problem? It's giving you a lot of information. The word fewer is here. It has some, it does not tell us how much. So I didn't put a number because many times he will just go and grab the numbers how he told you, right? So I'm going to start with this. Dave has some donuts. Bella has fewer donuts than Dave. So what do we know? We know that Dave has more donuts than Bella. How do we know that? Because it's telling us here fewer means less. So you see, I'm doing this without the numbers because some of you will just go to the numbers. Let's make some more guesses. If Dave has 72 donuts, how many could Bella have? Think about it. If Dave has 72 donuts, how many could Bella have and why? Now, here I cannot solve it because it doesn't tell us how much fewer Bella have, right? So it's only giving you thinking ideas. Dave tiene 72. ¿Cuántos ustedes creen que Bella va a tener? Less than 72 or more than 72? Think about it and you say why. I will say, what do you think I'm going to ask you? What is the answer I'm looking for? Some of you might say, um, Bella will have more than Dave. Will you think so? No, because in the other statement it says fewer, so my answer is supposed to be less than 72. So if I have 72 and somebody else have less than me, then my answer is supposed to be less, right? Let's add some numbers to the real problem now. Let's add some real numbers to see how it's going to apply what we have done. And I'm going to use the same statements. Dave has 65 donuts. Bella has 28 fewer donuts than Dave. How many donuts do they have altogether? Now, a lot of things has been added here. Um, an important thing about our problems is that we always want to look at it, what they're asking us to do. So it gives us a statement. Dave has 65 donuts, and then Bella has 28 fewer. So that's the information they're giving us than Dave. So my how many donuts do they have altogether? So look at the question now. They're not asking you how much Bella has or how much more Dave have. How many donuts do they have altogether? So we are going to focus on that question. Let's make a plan. What should my first step be? What will some of you do? You will go and say 65 plus 28, or some of you will go and say 65 minus 28. Right? You have not taken time to analyze the problem. So we must have a plan, student. We cannot just go and do. Let us do this. When I'm gonna build a house, I cannot say, next week I will start a house and I will start building. When you notice, you need more windows than what you wanted to put. So the same thing with our problem. We need to make a plan. So Dave have 65 students. Bella has 28 fewer donuts than Dave. How many? That's the question, right? So how many donuts does Bella have? I need to know. How much does it tell? Does Bella has 28? Think about it. Does Bella has 28? Is that what the problem tells us? No. But Bella has 28 fewer than Dave. So I do not know how much Bella has. Alright? Bella has 37 donuts. And how do I get that? Because I know that Dave have, I'm gonna put a D for 65. And Bella has 28. No, fewer means you take away, right? So I'm subtracting because of the word fewer. So the word fewer allow me to think that fewer means subtract. So si yo quiero saber cuánto tiene y yo ya sé cuánto Dave tiene, se lo hago, se lo quito, ¿verdad? I subtract. So I get 37. I cannot, and please do not solve problem like that. Whenever you're solving a problem with two or more digits, we want to do it in a column. Okay? So 5 take away 8 is not 3, we borrow. And then it's going to be 15, 7, 37. Are we finished working, students? Is that my answer, 37? Did I answer my question? How many donuts do they have altogether? No, right? No, the question asks us how many Bella and Dave have altogether. So what operation can we use to solve this problem? Alright, so now the problem will change. No, I'm just changing this, but you don't have to change the problem like that, right? This is what I just found out on my first operation. This is a problem that have two steps, right? So I have found out that Bella has 37 donuts. The problem didn't give me that. I found out that, right? So the operation is addition. You should have added 65 plus 37 to find the total. And again, we need to add up like that. Where did I get at 37? By subtracting in the first step, right? So these are two-step problem. So we're going to add, give me 2, 702. So is that, some of you I notice on your package that you do every working and you leave your answer like that. No, students, we are lacking a very important thing there. I need to answer the question in a complete sentence. So let us finalize our answer. This that I did here is my working. I want you to answer the question. How many donuts do they have together? So let's look back at our original problem. Dave has 65 donuts. Bella has 28 fewer donuts than Dave. How many donuts do they have altogether? Okay, first I had to find out how many donuts Bella had because the problem didn't tell me that. I did this by solving the problem 65 minus 28, right? B is equal to the number of donuts that Bella had, which is 37. We have done that. Next, I had to take the number of donuts that Dave had and add it to the number of donuts that Bella had. We have done that already. And we got a total of 102. But that's only the working. Now, have I answered the question? I'm going to go back to read the question. How many donuts do they have altogether? So if I answer it, Then I'm going to say Dave and Bela has 102 donors altogether. And that's what we need to do. We are lacking this little part where we answer the question in a complete sentence. We are answering the question here. Now, some of you only solve it, but you don't answer the question.